Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March the 13th. It's 25 degrees here in Hampstead, Maryland. Which does feel a little chilly this morning, I gotta be honest. Let's get my text to speech going. Come on, there you go. There you go. All right, well, it only took me one try today to get the horizontal to work, so that's good. All right, I think we're good. All right, here we go. We've got two deliveries today. Lenny's and What a Day. Both are in the van, so we got one long trip. Let's get the music tuned up a little bit here. And here we go. I'm not 100% confident that the live stream is looking right, but we'll start this journey and see what happens. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, lights on. Lights on for safety. Here we go. Let's get out there and pursue happiness. That's what we do here in America. America. The moon is rising. It's very low right now. And it is a crescent. Or you might want to say crescent, but you know what I'm saying. I'm a baker. I work with a bakery, you know what I mean? So it's a croissant. There it is to your left there. I don't know if you're going to see it, but it's hanging there to the left. Right above the horizon. Looking like our little solar system buddy in the sky. This music sounds very new age. I feel like I'm very relaxed with this music on this morning. Oh, let's see what's out there in the world. You know what I'm going to look for today, if I remember. We haven't gone this route for a while because we've had the Gourmet Girls delivery in the middle, so my route's been a little bit different. But today we're going to go that same way where we saw the boots in the road the other day. Remember that? I wonder if the boots are still there. There's the moon again, off to the left. Trying to make another appearance. I would zoom in, but I shouldn't play with the phone. You know what I'm saying? Oops. You know what I did do? Got one more piece of equipment. Whoa, 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 whoa. Blaring all over the place. That one song must have been super quiet. All right, it is very cold today, but we're going to go back up above freezing. I think we're going to stay above freezing. I think we're going to the 50s today, so it's not going to be a bad day. It's just last night got kind of cold. Last night was, not last night, all of yesterday was the weirdest day weather-wise. Like when I got up, it was in the high, it was almost 60 degrees when I got up. Felt nice. pretty early in the morning, it started to kind of rain, and the temperature started to drop a little bit, and then it dropped. We went from like, let's just say 55. Probably by early morning, it was like 55 degrees. It had been dropping throughout the night. So by early morning, it was 55 degrees. It started raining. It went down to 35 degrees. And then it started snowing. And it was actually snowing pretty heavy, but it wasn't laying anywhere because it had been so warm, prior to that. And it was a really kind of snow. So I didn't get out. I was going to go out and drive to the Christmas decorations, but I mean, it kind of looked like a blizzard. I mean, the roads were not bad, but I was just like, no, I'm not. Nothing was going to be happening yesterday anyway. I mean, even if he wasn't going to be he wasn't going to be out in the yard doing anything because it was yucky. Yucky is the official meteorologist's term for it would be yucky. That's what it was yesterday. So then by the end of the day, though, the sun came out. So we went from 60 degrees, rain, 35 degrees, snow, and then beautiful skies. But it was cold. It was still like 35 degrees, but it was nice and sunny. So we kind of experienced the whole winter, spring thing. We're going. All right. Gas prices are kind of stabilized. We're in that seems like for the last few days we've been in the 3.49 range. There are places that are higher, a few that are lower, but I would and it's been that way for like 3 or 4 days now. Friday morning traffic is usually a little lighter, but it seems pretty normal today. I mean, like a normal work day today. Happy Friday to all of the 9-to-5 office people, office cubicles, offices. I saw on the calendar next week is St. Patrick's Day. I believe it's the middle of March already. I don't know. If you hear people say as you get older, time goes by faster, it's totally true. It is totally true. I have a theory about it. I think that as you get older, because time is becoming like an hour. See, use an hour as an example. Or no, use a year. A year is a better example. So if you use a year as an example, if you're 10 years old, a year is 10% of your life. If you're 100, it's only 1%. Well, not that many people are 100, but you know what I mean. So as you grow older, I think your perception of time just becomes different. It's my theory. I have heard people say, though, that it's got something to do with the things you're experiencing, right? Like as you get older, you're experiencing less new things. Like when you're younger, it's your first, you're in school, it's the first time you get a job, it's the first time you get a relationship, it's you get married, you have kids, blah, 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 blah. So as you're growing up, a lot of your experiences are firsts. And as you get older, there's less and less of that. And I guess that makes sense, but and as you're experiencing something new, your perception of time is different. That's what they say. I read it somewhere. I don't remember where. But I kind of thought that made sense, but I'm looking at my own experience, right? Like I'm older but I'm experiencing all new things these days, right? Like I just started this new job 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever. Started YouTubing. I'm learning. I learn stuff every day. Like I'm doing new stuff all the time. So I don't feel like I'm in. And time is still flying by for me. My point is, I'm not sure I believe the newness factor. It might have something to do with it. I can't imagine not learning something or doing something new almost every day. I mean, maybe not doing something new every day, but at least learning something. Even if it's something small. Quite a lot of traffic today. It's a normal weekday line of traffic. What do we want to do today? Do we want to do the highway or the business route? I think we'll do the highway today. We did the business route a couple times recently. See what's going on 795, Interstate 795. What kind of taillights are they? I want to say it's a Charger. Remember that? Name that car in two taillights. I don't know though. I think it is. I'm going with a Charger. I'm going to start reading a new book today. I think it's called Hooked. Hooked. I think. I got to look it up. I'll confirm in our next episode if I find the book on Audible. I'm gonna start listening to it today at work. It's written by the same guy that wrote Indistractable. I don't know his name. I know I'm not very helpful. I realize I'm not super helpful, but the book was called Indestructible. I liked it. But he also wrote a book, and I think it's called Hooked. And it basically explains how you get hooked on stuff. Like how I think the social media companies have used it to basically like how they've developed their algorithms to get people hooked on, like when you go down the rabbit hole and don't stop watching stuff. I am a little embarrassed. The other day I was talking about the weasel and the weasel in the fawn, and I think there are several versions of that out there because the one I saw looked semi-real. I don't remember the card disappearing. Like after we discussed it the other day, I went online and I'm like, is it really that obvious that it's AI? Because I remember thinking, I think it's AI, but I wasn't 100% sure. Well, when I looked at one copy of it or whatever. I saw this guy's version of it, and yeah, the card just like totally disappears. The guy's walking up to the fawn, and he's got the fire extinguisher in his hand, and his card just disappears there anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's obviously fake. Obviously fake. I was kind of embarrassed to think that I could have thought that was real. I think I saw a different version. There's no way I'm that dumb. Watching more crazy stuff.
Hala6448 says good morning.
Hey, good morning, Hala. Happy Friday. Welcome to the van. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. All right, here's our sign. 6 miles, 6 minutes. With the moon right above it. Yeah, the moon is like right in the center right there.
6448 says, isn't this early?
Is this early? No, this isn't early. This is about normal. I might have left the bakery like 5 minutes early, maybe 10. I didn't mess around with my phone today. I got it to start in horizontal mode. I got to spend some time figuring that out. So I don't have a thumbnail, and my titles, I think I just wrote ride along time or something. But yeah, this is our normal time.
6448 says 6 miles, 6 minutes on Friday the 13th.
Yeah. That's right, it is Friday the 13th. Yeah. I don't really remember, like that's the one with Jason, right? There were a few horror movies that came out, and I'm not like a huge horror movie fan. I think I probably saw them when they came out, just because they were like, everybody was talking about them. Like which one? Like what's Freddy Krueger? Freddy Krueger is a different one, right? I don't know who Freddy Krueger's in a movie. And I don't know what the title of that one is. I can't think of it right now. It's Friday the 13th. What's the other movie? Halloween. Is it called Halloween? Wow. Highway opened up pretty good.
6448 says, sorry to hear that. Didn't you lose your thumbnail in an axe incident? At 6448 says stream, maybe.
Well, what? Scream? Did you say scream? No, I have that thumbnail that I was using for my live streams, but I have it on my computer. When I set up when I scheduled the stream, it was very easy for me to just grab that picture and put it on the scheduled stream. Every time I try to use a scheduled stream now, it wants to play it in vertical. So I need the axe to cut down the vertical. Hey, it is sort of a vertical horizontal thing. If I use the axe, I should be able to knock the vertical into a horizontal position. It's a stretch. It's a stretch, but I think it works.
6448 says yes. I am not too much into horror films either, but I did see some of the new Scream 7.
I remember when they came out with like they were trying to like out-gore each other. There was some movie, I can't think of the name of it right now. There's some movie that was like super, super gory. I remember it was like very, very controversial at the time. Faces of Death or something like that. Is that what it's called? Something like Faces of Death or something. I mean, it had, I don't think it really had a story. I think it was just gory. It had no story. It was just gory. I made a little rhyme there. Should have done the marketing for that. And then I remember a movie, I think it was shot somewhere in Maryland actually, where it was like shot from a point of view perspective, and there was this group of kids that were like going out in the woods and trying to find, they were like going into vacant buildings and stuff and looking around.
Paula6448 says, are you remembering to switch the orientation from vertical to horizontal beforehand? At the seven-figure dashing investor says GM. At Hala6448 says yes, I saw both Faces of Death and Faces of Death 2.
Yeah, it was Faces of Death. Good morning. Good morning, Tom. Yeah, Faces of Death. Okay, that was the name of that movie. And yeah, I am. I'm switching it. I've tried like a million different things. I'm going to continue to try. I'm going to try up to 2 million times. But yeah, I tried changing it to horizontal and then, you know, hit the button. When it's the last thing I do, I also have gone in and tried, you know, when I open up the
6448 says, good morning, Tom.
To start the stream, I've tried it too at the beginning. So I've tried it like the first thing I do. I've tried it the last thing I do. I try it, you know. But what happens is I hit go live, and then I get that little thing, you know, that little picture of looks like it's supposed to be your phone in the middle saying you're in the wrong orientation, because it wants me to put the phone in vertical. So
seven-figure dashing investor says GM Hala.
Maybe I'll just start doing my videos in vertical. No, I'm not going to do that. Tom, are you up early or up late?
Seven-figure dashing investor says if you do it in vertical, you can pause it and catch up.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't really do much in vertical.
Hala6448 says yes. That used to happen to me, but I've been lucky lately. At the seven-figure dashing investor says late.
Oh, you're up late. Jeez. Were you out?
Yeah, Margadot1270 says hi.
Good morning. Welcome to the van. Welcome to the van.
Seven-figure dashing investor says you can pause the live, but you're always behind.
Well, that's no good. All right. Well, we're here at Lenny's. Let me. I'll flip the camera here for a second so you can. Good, good, good. Yeah. All right. We'll flip that. Let me head in. Didn't even have to knock today. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. All right. Time to unload these cookies.
Seven-figure dashing investor says newer.
They're getting a pretty normal delivery today. Right, let's head in. Now it probably sounds like I'm taking a train to get. Lenny's is complete. You know, so this car, this car that's out here every day, right? It's got like the crash. The front of it has had issues. But look, I don't know the tires on the other side, but those two tires are both flat. That car is not in good shape. Let's just say it's seen better days. They moved it around when during the snowstorm. But they won't be moving around anytime soon. Wait a minute, let's make sure. Oh, I don't want to be that zoomed out. Hold on. Let's do that right there. We'll go with that for now. All right, here we go. What a day. Here we go. This is an epic song. At least that's the title of it. Feels like something exciting is going to happen. Ooh, a lot of people at the gym this morning. The gym is busy. Dedicated athletic people over there.
Hala 6448 says maybe a new poll. Tell me tell the white SUV is gone. At the seven-figure dashing investor says the point I was making is you can't watch it at 2x speed to keep the context of the conversation intact. You can slide the slider to be live or like you said restart.
Oh. That makes sense, Tom.
6448 says oh, now I understand, that's TR.
Yeah, YouTube definitely has some quirky.
6448 says that's true, Tom.
Has some quirky application functions. Tom, I saw you say yesterday that you're going to that you're delaying your live streams for a couple months. I forgot what they were, but something about maybe overheating. I guess you've got issues with like possibly stuff in the car getting pretty warm. I hadn't really thought about that, but you do need to be able to keep the car cool. Fortunately, with the van, I kind of have to do that anyway. It's got to be pretty cool during the summer.
Seven-figure dashing investor says, do you know offhand what a good price is for a Starlink Mini?
Starlink Mini, I bought mine, and I think John got his for around $200, like right in that $200 range. Thinking probably you might be able to find deals that are a little bit less than that, but that's about the going price. They've gone down a lot. I mean, I think a year ago maybe maybe it was a year ago. I bought mine in November last year. And I think within about a year before that, they were going for like 500 or something. I mean, the price has really dropped a lot.
Seven-figure investor says the hotspot is draining because it's trying to stream data from 3 or 4 devices.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah. I got very, very poor.
Seven-figure investor says every device is in front of an AC vent, plus I have 4 external USB fans.
Oh, jeez. You might as well be like a refrigerated truck. I tried using the hotspot to link my video quality from that. I mean, it was really bad. Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Hold on, everybody. I mean, for me, the route that I take, maybe a third of my route has fairly weak. I mean, it has cell coverage, but it's too weak to live stream. You get a lot of the pixelated video. So that's why I went with Starlink. And I tried to use Starlink the way John does. Like I tried it in the windshield on the dash, because you will see people that say it works like that. But I didn't get very good coverage with Starlink until I put it on the roof. And you know, it's not perfect, because there are areas where if it's very, very dense tree coverage, but that's not often enough. I mean, the connection issues I have with Starlink are minor compared to what I was having with the cellular coverage. Go yellow. It's going to turn yellow. Maybe. No.
6448 says, how much is the monthly fee for the Starlink?
Well, they have 2 different plans, and or maybe they've made some adjustments to these plans. But when I was shopping for it, there was one that was like $50 a month, but that had a limit to how much data you could use. And if you're live streaming, you're going to blow through that data pretty quick. So the unlimited data was, and still is, $165 a month.
Cash, a seven-figure investor says roughly $140 a month for unlimited.
Is it 140? I thought it was, mine's 165. So if you're getting it for 140, you got a good deal. I think the base plan is 50. Now it is, you can make changes to it very easily, right? So let's say if you wanted to try it out, you're gonna, the $200 to buy the unit.
Seven-figure investor says currently the hotspot is doing a download of 428 megabits per second and uploads of 66.
Hotspot. I mean, that sounds That sounds reasonable.
Seven-figure dashing investor says I think I saw somewhere the recommendation was somewhere between 10 and 30 per device.
And you have the phone plus devices connected to it, or 3? Like I think it's 3 the total, including the unit that is projecting it. But with the plans, you can pause them, you can change them, you can, they're pretty flexible about, now we're going to lose the connection here, usually. This is a very, like under a pine tree. Sometimes it makes it, but usually it doesn't. And then this area down here, this is probably one of the more densely covered areas that I drive through. And it survives, but it does break up a little bit. My phone is acting weird. I think my phone's acting weird. I think I was off for a while there, wasn't I? Whoa, I'm gonna go, people. Made that. Phone is not right. Something right. See, highs is still 349. All of our main gas stations are the same. Somebody coming open the door.
Seven-figure dashing investor says all done for the night heading home. I'm going to watch you while I'm heading home, but finished with 433.71.
Wow, that's a fantastic night. That's great. All right, sounds good. I'm gonna drop off our donuts at this spot. Donuts. Good morning. See if these go in here without moving this stuff around. Yes, I did hear your message about that, which sounds kind of cool because I I think it would be nice if it would automatically switch over to mobile when the satellite connection is lost. You know, like if you go into under a tree or even when I stop to get gas. Hey, good morning. Good. How are you? All right, guys. Have a good day. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Good. Okay. It's getting warm in this van. I gotta watch my gotta watch the phone.
Seven-figure dashing investor says the other solution was you can have a USB-C to a CAT5 dongle and hardwire your hotspot to your computer, but then the challenge is charging wirelessly, which creates heat.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, fortunately I don't have the charging trouble because I'm typically 2 hours at the most. I mean, I've had some trips that are a little bit longer than that, but I'm usually definitely less than 4 hours. And so, yeah, fortunately don't have the issue
Sean
with
White
the charging.
says good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sean.
At the seven-figure dashing investor says, well, I'm home, so that'll give you some things to think about tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, good morning, Sean. We just finished the last delivery, so I'm headed back to the bakery. Probably be there in about 30 minutes. Wow, it's quite a stream of cars coming the other way. Traffic's been, for a Friday, this traffic's been like a regular weekday. Normally Fridays are a little bit lighter. Hasn't been the case today. It's been a normal weekday. It's still nothing compared to rush hour, when everybody else gets up. So Sean, you got all of your brakes. You got all four, right? You got the whole car with new brakes now. It's always a good deal. It always kind of feels good when you do something like that. Switch to daylight savings time. Let's put us back in the dark for this part of the ride. It's starting to get sunny for this part of the ride. Not sunny, but at least the sun was up by the time we were here. And we gotta crawl back.
Cat.cs2 says, hi, goody morning, Craig, everybody.
Hey, good morning, Sawyer. Welcome. Happy Friday. We made both deliveries, so we are we're headed back to the bakery now. Thinking about driving through downtown Westminster to see if they have the lights on the street anymore.
Cat.cs2 says no. The no schedule threw me off. I didn't think you were coming on.
I know, I didn't put a schedule on. I've been having trouble with my vertical horizontal switch. So today I didn't even try to do a schedule because it hasn't been working. I'm gonna figure it out though. But yeah, I like having the schedule thing out there because if it's working properly, it makes it a lot easier. You can have the title and the description and everything already set up before you even start.
Sean White says first order 9.10 for a mile, it's a good start. Cat.cs2 says nice starter, Sean.
Yeah, that is a nice start. It's Friday, it's off to a good day. Off to a good start. It's 6:30, right? Yeah, 6:30. Oh, I guess Bob updated the time on. I didn't know how to update the clock on the van. but I guess Bob drove it yesterday and fixed the clock. I'll have to thank him for that. All right, we're gonna drive down Main Street to see if they've still got their lights. Because if they've got the lights on, I want to go down Main Street, and then I'm gonna clip that and make a little short out of it. Maybe even if they don't have the lights on. Sure.
Justacat.cs2 says you need to do some short videos too. At Justacat.cs2 says Pumpkin, wake up.
Pumpkin, wake up. I'm not messing with Pumpkin. That's another video I want to make. I started working on it actually. I'm gonna make a video making fun of the day that she started talking twice.
Justacat.cs2 says lol, that would be funny.
Well, I can't be the only person that's ever happened to either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's happened to people before. And when it first starts, you don't even know why. You know, it's like, why is she repeating everything? And then if you try to play with it and fix it, which I was trying to do once, she starts reading it even more. You know, she'll read it a third time. And then if you play with it again, you can drive yourself completely nuts. All right, I don't think we got lights. I don't think we have lights. Cleaning the streets. The lights are on the trees, but they're not turned on, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I think I do.
Justacat.cs2 says I don't know. I think it's just your pumpkin being ornery, hee hee.
Yeah, sometimes she likes to think about it before she says it. Oh, look, they've got their Irish flags out. I guess they're getting ready for a St. Patrick's Day parade. Yeah, we didn't have any lights today. So what I'll do is I might wait until it's brighter, you know, give it a month.
Sticat.cs2 says you should get some Street Patties flares and pin them on your suspenders.
I gotta wear those suspenders. I like the idea of putting the X in the front. But in about a month or so, the sun will be up by the time we come through here, so I'll be able to ride through. I can ride through Westminster's Main Street.
Sticat.cs2 says the X in the front. Best idea ever.
You know what would be fun? What would be funny is if I make the video with the X in the front, and then I do all the, I like make my video and wear them like that. The comments would be very entertaining to read. Because people would not be able to stop themselves from telling me that my suspenders were on backwards. I mean, I'm sure that would generate a lot of comments.
Sticat.cs2 says I'm laughing.
Especially if I look serious, I mean, I look like I'm out here, I'm doing a thing, and I don't know that my suspenders are on backwards. I would think you could wear them like that, right? You probably could.
Sticat.cs2 says OMG so funny.
Ooh, we didn't make it. That guy did. I knew he was going to go. I knew he was going to go for it. So we just did a circle. Normally we would be coming from the right-hand side there. We went down Main Street and then came back up. So like to the left over there is the Popeyes that we usually see. What is this music? This is called Sad Piano. I don't need sadness on a Friday morning. I don't want sadness. Skip that song.
Sticat.cs2 says I like this way better.
It is a little more scenic. Why isn't it going forward? Go. It's weird. It won't let me advance this song. So we have to work our way through the sadness. 11 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Isn't that weird how when you sit at so we're sitting at this traffic light, right? And the cars that are flying by us on the right-hand side, you actually, the wind,
Sticat.cs2 says lol, play some woodchucker music.
the air pressure, is there such thing as woodchuck? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a van driver chuck if a van driver could chuck wood? You gotta figure out a way to make that into something. But I was saying, you know how like when the traffic passes you really fast like that, the air pressure that just like hits your car, it's pretty crazy.
Sticat.cs2 says hee I don't know.
Are we gonna make this? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? We are. Beautiful. Today's Friday, right? I'm gonna give this phone another couple of days, and if I can't, before you got on, Sawyer, the stream, I think, I don't know when it happened, but I believe it semi-crashed. It was like buffering, I guess. I couldn't tell, but then I noticed it. Like I was down to 0 people at one point. Like, I don't think everybody left. So something happened to the stream. At a really weird time. It wasn't like going through the wall or anything. So there's something up with my YouTube app and this phone. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
Sean White says I just got a 22.5 Panera order, let's fucking goo.
Goo. Let's goo. Pumpkin wants to goo. That's good. Sean is on a roll.
Sticat.cs2 says ooh. Sean White says 25 plus.
Wow. That's good. People in Boston are enjoying their breakfast today.
Sticat.cs2 says that is sweet.
School bus looks smaller than most. It's not as tall.
Stacat.cs2 says sweet. Pumpkin says it all wrong lol.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not flexible with her language skills.
Stacat.cs2 says sweet.
It is kind of funny. Oh, I guess that's not a school bus. That's probably why it looked funny. All right, we're almost there. We're almost to the house. Wow, the sunrise is going to be very pretty this morning too. All right, I got nobody behind me, so let's do this.
Sean White says let's go. At Justacat.cs2 says slow down.
Slow down. I'm slowing.
At Justacat.cs2 says let's go.
Oh, I still see. It's very dark this morning. I still see some candy canes. I still have that whole little group of people singing over there. There is a car coming. I'm going to have to go soon. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, no, they took. Cool. So it's still there. The decorations are still there. I don't think it really much changed.
Stacat.cs2 says OMG, is that 90%?
No, it's not 90%. The sides and all are still almost like what they were. The center area has been cleared out though. It seems to be working from the center out. Look at the sky.
Stacat.cs2 says oh good.
The sky is crazy. I mean, to get down to the 90% gone. So if we said 10% was still there, it would just be a few things here and there, like maybe 10. Whoa, that's weird. A stick in the road.
Stacat.cs2 says sky looks like there's a fire.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Stacat.cs2 says out yonder. At Justacat.cs2 says hee hee.
That is a very, very orange sky over there. Here, let me do this road. This is our sky observation road. Here we go, here we go. Wow, it's pretty cool. Very nice looking sky. I like it. And the moon's up here. See the moon?
Stacat.cs2 says looks like a popsicle color.
Let's see if I can zoom in on the moon. There you go. It's not the clearest picture in the world, but it's something.
Stacat.cs2 says, well, love you, Sky and Little Moon.
Let's go here. Turn around here. This road is pretty crazy. Can't go straight.
Stacat.cs2 says, now music is perfect. Happy.
Exactly. Thank goodness.
Stacat.cs2 says, whistling at the moon and sky.
Yep. What is this thing? It's still 26 degrees outside. That's so weird. It's not. It's going to warm up.
Stacat.cs2 says, that is freezing.
It is. Yeah, that's what made me think of it. Because when we just crossed, when we made that right-hand turn, there was a little area where it must have or something must have melted there. Well, we did get a lot of rain yesterday and the night before, but there was a little bit frozen there. Cows are not out. Cows are all hanging out inside the little barn. They probably got totally confused yesterday. Started out nice. They were probably thinking, oh, this is going to be a nice day. And then, bam! Started snowing on them. Here's the house. They're putting this house up really pretty fast. This is the one that burned down last year. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of dark. I think because it's light behind it too. But yeah, they had a big fire last year. I'm surprised. Well, I guess really all they did was keep the foundation and build on top of the foundation. Because I think the other area, like it's a small house, but they had like a garage on it and an area in the back. So they had built a lot around it. It's a little tiny baby cow. All right, here we go. Tunnel of Doom. Tunnel of Doom coming up. Let's see if we survive. Hold on, everybody.
At justacat.cs2 says yikes.
Well, here we are, the moment of truth. Did we make it?
Cat.cs2 says not so bad.
Oh, there you go.
Pianette says yes.
We made it!
At justacat.cs2 says we made it.
Excellent.
Justacat.cs2 says he good morning at Gideonet.
All right, look at that. Get back. Oh, there she is. Janet is at the bakery.
Justacat.cs2 says this is actually perfect timing. After this I can listen to Sean while bogey and I run.
That's Janet, everybody. Right over there. But Bob's not back yet. All right.
Justacat.cs2 says he Janet. Craig's setting is free. Lol.
Here she comes. Look, we have a special guest star. Hi, Janet.
I'm crashing. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Bringing in the bones.
There you go. She's got a bag full of bones. All right, everybody. I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. Have a great day. Stay warm. And yeah, head over to Sean. Sean is working the streets of Boston. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow, 5:15. See ya.